all transgender people are women. And let me clarify this. I'm just speaking on the point of a transgender woman. I'm not speaking on behalf of the transgender man because I have not been to their struggles and I cannot speak for them. So I'm just personally speaking for my own personal struggles as a woman who is transgender. So for me personally, I struggled a little bit during my transition because I didn't know how to do my hair. I didn't know how to do my makeup. I didn't know how to dress. And I was just so fucking scared that every time I go out that someone was going to do something to like really
Did they?
cause harm to me. No, I've been into some fights. My first time in Hollywood, got into a nasty fight on the boulevard. And
as a woman?
As Jessica, yes, as a woman. So I got into a really nasty fight, and I had just moved to LA, and it was my first time on the boulevard, and I got into a really nasty, like...
Okay, what you mean by on the boulevard? That sounds like you're
working. Oh, no. Let me clarify that. Not working the Hollywood Boulevard. Actually, the next street over from where I live now, like the Hollywood Boulevard where the Walk of Stars are and everything. And it was my first time out here, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at this and look at this and look at this. And I found Destiny's Child star, and I was just like having fun, but I also had a drinking problem, so I was just like really drunk. But this fight was not my fault. So I wasn't like really drunk. It started to wear off because I was at the club.
By yourself?
No, I was with the guy that I was staying with, and he was just like, he was a punk. So I will say that. He was a punk. So, this guy, we passed by, okay, the only reason I ended up in Hollywood, because I met this guy at the club, and he was like, oh, come to this club in Hollywood, and,
Adios.
He was like, come to this club in Hollywood, and I can get you and your friend in, and we can keep clubbing there, because they don't close until way later. And then I was like, oh, let's go, because, you know, I was fresh in Hollywood, and I just wanted to see everything I had to offer. So we go out there, and we get to the club, and it's like a techno type of club. Okay. And I was just like, I'm not feeling that. So we just walked the boulevard. We ended up walking by this club, and there was this guy standing outside, and they wouldn't let him in because he wasn't dressed appropriately, and I guess he was acting a fool. So he said something smart to me. And then I was just like, whatever, I'm going to let it go and enjoy my night. But then he started following me. And then I was just like...
The guy at the club?
No, the guy that was standing outside the club. He started following me.
Oh, so he was just randomly standing out the club?
Yeah, he was standing outside the club, and they wouldn't let him in because I guess he wasn't addressed properly.
Oh, not your friend?
No, not my friend. It's just the random guy that ended up getting in a fight with.
Okay.
And he started following me, and then I was just like...
So basically started following you and your friend, because your friend was with you.
So I was just like, oh my gosh. And I'm thinking my friend's going to handle it, but he did not say one peep. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I was like, okay.
So how far did you get before you knew, how you knew he was following you though?
Because when I walked by him, he said something smart. And I was just like, whatever, let it go. And then I looked back and he's just like strolling on behind me. And I was just like, oh, great. And I was thinking to myself, please don't say that. Please don't say that. And he kept like saying stuff and saying stuff and saying stuff.
Oh, so as you walking, he's...
Yes. And he's just strolling behind me saying stuff. And I'm starting to get pissed off. And then I was like, dude, just shut the fuck up. I was just like, you're really starting to piss me off. Just shut the fuck up. So then he started saying stuff and I started saying stuff. And then like I had to calm myself down because back then I really had a lot of pent up anger. And I was on a short fuse and... I would have snapped on someone at a second. So then I'm like calming myself down. On top of that, I'm still a little bit drunk. And he started like getting really close. And then I was just like, okay, you can say whatever you want to say. I don't really care, but just don't get in my own little personal bubble because if I felt threatened, I'm going to strike. So like he got too close in my face and then he got hit. So
do you remember what kind of things he was saying? Like,
he was just calling me all, like, calling me a fucking man and just all kind of other stuff. Like, I don't remember everything he was saying, but that was one of the things that he was saying. And it was just...
So, obviously, because you were transgender, that's why he was doing what he was doing.
So, it was just, like, a really...
Wait, hold on, wait. So, he was a gay dude?
No, he was a straight man.
So, what... Y'all was going to a straight club?
Mm-hmm.
A straight techno club. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it was like y'all was going to a gay club.
Yeah, and we didn't even see him at the techno club. He was just at some other club that we walked by. So, he kept getting closer, and I was just like, you can say whatever you want to say, just don't get my bubble. And then he was like really in my face, just screaming and yelling.
What your friend was doing? What your friend was doing?
Nothing.
He was like,
Yes, he pulled one of those, and I'm looking at him like, "Are you kidding me?" So yeah, so he got a little bit too close, and I kept telling him to get out of my face.
You're 6 feet tall, and you
first of all, don't.
But still, it ain't like the dude. Tell me the dude wasn't shorter than you.
What?
He wasn't shorter than you.
He wasn't shorter than me, and I'm not 6 feet tall. First, I'm not 6 feet tall.
Why did I say 6 feet? Did I make that up?
Yes, you just said I'm 6 feet tall.
I heard myself, but I'm like, how tall are you?
I mean, I have on these shoes that are like freaking tall as hell.
Okay, so how tall are you?
I'm not 6 feet. I'm way under 6 feet.
Are you gonna give me a number, or you want me to guess?
I don't know my exact number, but maybe 5'8".
Really?
Yeah. I'm not that tall. I wear a lot of tall heels, but I'm not that tall.
I say 5'9".
5'9". We'll agree at 5'9".
Okay.
But I'm not no 6 feet, no 6 nothing.
Well, with the heels, you probably are 6 feet.
Oh, not shit. I did have on heels that night. So anyway, he keeps distracting me. So he was like really in my face saying all kind of nasty stuff, and I have felt very threatened, and I have warned him again to get out of my face. And I think I may have had some mace or whatever. I'm not sure if I carried mace back then. So then he was going to hit me, so I just hit him. So like we got into this really nasty fight. And the funny thing is, he was sitting there like he was a big bad man, and he was just, gonna go all caveman on me. But as soon as we started fighting, the first thing he did was grab for my hairpiece. So we ended up getting into this really nasty fight, and I actually kicked his ass, which was funny. A lot of people were watching, and they were recording, which is another nasty thing. And so when these fights break out, people don't do nothing. They don't call for help. They will sit there. Yeah, they will sit there. Was World
Star back then?
I don't know. I just found out about it recently, so it could have been out. But people were recording.
Wait, stop the presses. What? You for real?
World Star has a lot of fight videos on there.
I know, but you said you just found out. What part? You found out about what?
World Star.
How? Like just now? Like recently?
No, it was probably like a year ago.
Okay.
From this other girl that used to watch videos. I don't want to sit there and spend my personal time watching.
Did you see yourself fighting on there?
Actually, I did Google up the video for me, and I couldn't find it. Not saying that it's not out there. It's probably out there underneath a different name. But I looked for it to see if it was out there, because that would have been a very embarrassing moment. Let me finish, because he keeps distracting me. So we ended up getting into this fight, and instead of people helping out, people were sitting there recording. Mm-hmm. They were laughing. They were betting on who was going to win. Like,
this
no
was a
one.
long fight.
Yeah, and like I ended up breaking my ring in that fight. And, like, he wouldn't let go of my hair, so I put my thumb in his eye, and it got really nasty. So, and I'm not that violent person anymore. I just let you guys know I've changed. Wow. So, yeah, so instead of people helping, they were recording, they were laughing, they were taking bets, which is another nasty thing, because people do that a lot nowadays. When someone gets attacked, it's easier to record and laugh instead of calling for help or trying to step in and do something. Right. And you people should be ashamed of yourselves.
And the funny thing is that people can get seriously hurt and even lose their life.
Yeah.
All the time. Like even Candy's from the Housewife of Atlanta, just a simple fight, he got so hit in the head so hard, he passed away. I mean, people get permanent damage and, get in a vegetative state. And, anything can happen. Like, this is your body physically. You know what I'm saying? People will stump on your head. It's all type of stuff. Like, you just can't imagine what you may get yourself involved in. It's funny at the moment, but it's decisions you might have to live with the rest of your life. Then when you're behind locked up in jail, it ain't no longer a laughing matter. Point blank, period.
Just like the girl in New York, the one I touched on earlier. How the group of guys jumped her and her friends because they realized they were transgender, and she ended up dying from the injuries that she got from those guys. So, first of all, they didn't even charge the guy. They let him go. And then a couple of days later, they finally charged him, and they only charged him with, like, assault. They didn't charge him with murder. So this
girl died, and he got an assault
He beat her to death. And he only got an assault charge.
Wow. That's like nothing.
It's nothing. And you know why they do that? Because they label us as well-known prostitutes, well-known drug addicts, and they take all and every piece of sympathy that someone could feel from this story, and they make it, and they turn it into that, well, you know, it's sad for me to say, but maybe that wouldn't have happened if they weren't out there prostituting or on drugs. And they make us seem like that we're just the bottom of the scum and we deserve this. Like, murder is murder.
Right.
Whether you intentionally meant to do it or you're just mad about something and you beat someone to death. I mean, do you not realize that you're beating someone to death? Do you not see what kind of injuries that you're causing them, what kind of pain that you're putting in them? And do you not see the fear in their eyes when you're beating them to death? And the people in the media, they try to justify it by saying, oh, well, they're a tranny prostitute or tranny drug addict, and you know, well, it happens.
Wow, that's horrible. I even got a story. This dude in Miami, this was not even that long ago, maybe a good month ago. It was this kid named Jamal. And I guess he's what you call a drag queen, because now he's very short. He probably like 5'4". He was very short. And he's a drag queen. Drag queen is like, he dresses up, but that's not how he lives his life.
I know what a drag queen is.
Right. No, I'm asking you, like, as a confirmation,
okay.
like, is that what it is?
Yeah, before we get into the story, let me break down this line of chain. So first of all, when you hear the word transgender, it can either go from a male that went to female or a female that went to male. Okay. That's why they're broken up into a trans man or a trans woman. So, and then also when you hear that nasty word tranny, a lot of people automatically think that it's for the trans women, when actually it could be for the trans men as well. But a lot of times it gets used just for the trans women. Right. Now, the term TS is short for transsexual, which the definition is a person that goes underneath the knife to finish their transition into another gender. So once again, it could be for the men or the women. And transgender is, once again, either for men or woman, is a person that transitions from one gender to another. Right. And CD is short for cross-dresser, and that is a guy who likes to just dress up as a woman every now and then.
You know, I just figured out what that meant. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what CD was.
Yeah, CD is cross-dresser.
So it could be, well, I wouldn't call it straight man, but
I don't know. That's a whole nother issue. I mean, I think I don't know. That's a whole nother issue, but I don't even want to get into that because I'm not even properly educated on that. But cross-dresser can go for a man or a woman, because there are men out there who like to dress like women sometimes, and there are women out there who like to dress as men sometimes. But when you hear the word cross-dresser, you automatically think a man in a woman's clothes. Right. And people don't think about the other side of it. It just automatically has that one label to it. Okay. And drag queen, it is a man who dresses up and does it for entertainment purposes, like RuPaul and that Drag Race show. Those, let me repeat that. Drag queens are not transgender women in any way, shape, or form. Drag queens are men who dress up as women solely for entertainment purposes.
Basically, transgender is full-time.
Transgender, yes. A transgender, no. I wouldn't even say drag queen is part-time. Drag queen is just for entertainment, just for shows, right? Just for the clubs, just for RuPaul's Drag Race. Right. Those is just solely... What's so funny about it? That's solely entertainment.
Right.
Some drag queens, when they're doing that, they do find out, like, hey, this is what I want to do, and that's how they start their transition. But most of them just do it just for entertainment purposes. Okay. So they are not transgender women. We are not in the same lanes. We do not have the same struggle.
So you're not even consider yourself, because you say you don't go to gay clubs, do you?
No. Why?
Because you're not gay.
I'm not gay. And first of all, why would I go to a gay club to try to pick up a man when they're looking for a man? Most gay men don't like...
Do you go to straight clubs?
I used to in Fresno, not out here. LA is a little bit too crazy, so... Yeah. I don't have time
LA
to go
is crazy for everybody. The straight people, gay people, and the transgender people.
I don't have time to go to a straight club and have a female say something. Next thing I know, I got 10 girls jumping on me.
Why would a female say something to you like what?
The girls out here are very nasty.